I'm going through this report which mentions that in Uttarakhand is a state run by the BJP, Ms. Halkai. And I'll come to Karnataka later. But then Uttarakhand also, the government itself has admitted that the promises that they have made has put them in a situation that the revenue is not enough to sustain capex. It's the Uttarakhand government admitting to the RBI. This is the RBI document I am reading, quoted in a newspaper report of 12th of January this year. Now, the point is that irrespective of whether it's the BJP or the Congress, if you make promises which are not fiscally sustainable, Nikhil Jain said that they should be fiscally responsible, but unfortunately in most states the promises that are being made are not fiscally responsible, as we have seen in the case of Karnataka as also Punjab. So Ms. Halkai, even the BJP does that, as it comes out in the case of Uttarakhand. So can the political parties come together and sort it out?
I would absolutely agree with Mr. Narayana Murthy's statement regarding the freebies. A statesperson, a multinational industrialist, a person who has given so much to our nation, who has empowered so many people of our country, we absolutely respect his words, and it has to be taken into consideration. First thing, we are not against freebies. Yes, definitely we are against freebies that are at the cost of the development. Take the central schemes. They are not at the cost of the development. Although we are giving the freebies into all the sectors of the society where it is needed. I repeat, where it is needed. We are not giving it just for the sake of vote bank politics over here. And at the same time, we are in par with the world in all sort of development. And today the world is seeing India as one of the Vishwa Gurus, and they want to follow the Modi government. I would rather say that. Not because it is just not because they're giving the freebies. Along with that, they are keeping the interest of the people as well as the nation. Now, what Mr. Nikhil Jain had said that they have to give freebies. See, look at Mr. Nikhil Jain today. The manifesto what was given by the Karnataka government was a freebies for the ladies who are working and for the girl students, not like freebies to all the ladies for the bus. What has happened today? They have decreased the number of buses. There is a hue and cry when they're going into the buses. There are accidents taking place. There is trauma taking place. And in all the sectors of the freebies which is given in the Karnataka, it is downsizing Karnataka. Nowhere they have empowered. There is no freebie which is empowered any of the people of Karnataka.
Nikhil,
one thing, just before, when the BJP government was there, we were at the verge of leading 1 trillion economy. And today, Karnataka has completely derailed itself from the development. There is no one international company who wants to invest in Karnataka. All the MOUs signed by the foreign companies, they have withdrawn it. And he's talking about Mr. Gehlot. What Mr. Gehlot has done, he has promised to waive off the loan of all the farmers in the Rajasthan. And what has happened? The bank has sent a notice to the show cause notice to the farmers of the Rajasthan. Where are they supposed to go? They believe that the Gehlot government is going to pay their loan. BJP party has never done like that. Even in the previous BJP government, we have given 4,000 to the farmers, not before in hand we had promised before the elections. So you teach them how to catch the fish.
The problem is that it's become a...
Just don't give them one fish and tell them we are your well-wishers.
Yes, that's a fantastic idea, but then unfortunately even the BJP falls into that trap. Unfortunately, even the BJP falls into that trap.
On the larger aspect, I have given you a very good example. Yes, in our manifesto, we had told we are going to give free bus passes to the girl students and to the women who are working. We didn't tell that we are going to give free bus passes to all the ladies. And what is the condition of Karnataka today with this freebie policy? Have they realized that BJP government is something which does work to such an extent that it is going to benefit for the nation, all the members.
Or Rajasthan. This is about all political parties, the entire political ecosystem.
That's what I'm saying. Look at the central schemes. Nowhere we have gone down the lane.
This is party agnostic.
In fact, in the past 70 years,
yes, I agree.
Government that we have reached to the third GDP
Okay,
level.
let
It is
me,
our
Ms.
nation
Halkai,
which has led to the
please
nation.
don't monopolize.
Can I make
It
a
is not
very short
during
point?
the
Just a
60,
line.
Yes,
it
it
is
is
not
our
during the
nation.
60 governing of the Congress government.
Let's look at some
our
solutions.
economy has reached to the
Ms. Halkai,
worldwide.
please.
Can I make a very short point? Can I make a two-line short point?
Ms. Halkai, please.
Can I make a two-line short point? You
Quickly,
had raised the
Nikhil.
question
Before I go back to the economist, quickly.
Yeah. You had raised the question of debt to GDP ratio. Let me tell you, Arunachal is the state with the highest, which is 53%. Odisha is the state with the lowest, 13%. The median is 35%. Karnataka is less than the median. Rajasthan is more than the median at 37%.
No,
When the
please
figure
don't
I read
deviate by
to you was
talking
of
numbers.
Japan, which was 260%.
You should have seen that.
Point
You
I'm
should
trying
have
to
seen
say-
it when the
point I'm
BJP
trying to
government
make
was
is-
there. BJP
point
government was
I'm
there
trying
in
to-
Karnataka.
Madam,
No.
We had the
no.
highest.
Do not
Point I'm
deviate
making
with
is-
the
Why are you
statistics.
stuck in Japan? The
Do not
OECD average
problem
of
with
sub-national debt to GSDP ratio is 20%. India's average is 28%. Don't throw numbers at me. We are discussing something more important. Don't confuse the viewer with numbers. I can throw the numbers at you as well. I'm fully prepared, Nikhil. But we are discussing a larger philosophy.
The simple thing is don't do freebies at the cost of development.
Nikhil, pull back.
Congress
Ms. Halkai, please pull back.
Vote bank politics, appeasement
No,
politics.
Nikhil, pull back.
And this is not
I said
accepted.
that I'm not getting into numbers. Because you started with numbers, I gave back numbers. Because you have again come back to numbers, I again gave you some numbers. But we are not discussing numbers. Viewers don't want that. Nobody loves maths. But people, don't understand that what they are getting now as free has some costs attached to it. That's why the RBI, for example, and even the Election Commission, and I come back to the economists now, both respected institutions, including the Supreme Court, which is, by the way, deliberating on this, they have suggested that why not the political parties make it part of their manifesto, whatever promises they are making, they should write that this is going to be the fiscal cost of these promises. This is from where we will get this money to finance these freebies. Can we do that? Mr. Khan first and then Mr. Subramanian.
Exactly, we had asked before the elections where they are going to the
Wonderful,
Karnataka government, if at all Congress be elected, where they are going to get the money from. And today openly they are saying they don't have any money for
Okay,
development. Not even a
let
single
the
road is
economists-
constructed today.
Wonderful point.
Let the economists come back on this. Mr. Khan first and then Mr. Subramanian.
Yeah, thanks so much. I was saying that this is a great suggestion that this court has made. In most responsible countries where public policy is professionally done, what happens is that any measure comes with a very well laid out, a very well crafted paper that announces a cost-benefit analysis. That takes all the numbers, and however much we don't like math, it takes the numbers and brings out the returns on investment and says that, look, this policy is going to result in a positive ROI, so let's go ahead and vote on it. The tragedy that's happened in India, and especially recently, is that we don't discuss policy. We don't respect the parliament enough. Policies are passed overnight, and nobody wants to get into the detail. So therefore, when we talk about any major policy, and I'm really divesting it from any election issue. Elections are, the circles that happen during election. But after that, when policies are actually placed in the budget, the election promises don't make any sense. It is when they are put into the budget that the parliament or the legislature discusses.
Okay.
At that point in time, it's very important for us to get into the math. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let me give you my
last word to Mr. Subramanian. Last word to Mr. Subramanian. Quickly.
Yeah, let me give you my point. The court's direction that we have to put it in the manifesto is not going to work. Do you think Indians vote by reading manifestos? Your servant maid, my worker, my office employee, your driver is going to vote basis reading manifesto and understanding financial numbers? You are not there. People vote by emotion. People don't win elections by economics. So putting it on the manifesto is not going to help the purpose. Freebie should be banned before elections, period. No questions asked. After elections, governance, there they have to justify while passing the bill that it is sustainable fiscally, and that can be debated by institutions as qualified as RBI and economists. That is a sensible solution, and not putting it on paper or manifesto. That is not going to work at all. Be rest assured, people are not going to read it. They are not going to understand. If you give them a grinder, mixie, cycle free, they're going to vote. So this is not going to work. I don't think so. It makes any logical sense in Indian terms.
On that
despite
note,
the fact that the court has the right intention behind it, it's not pragmatic or feasible.